ask you to quiet down. Hey, you with the wine glass, quiet down. All right, thanks for coming. This is, I don't know what annual, but it's a lot of annuals. Pelotonia Wine Party. And we're very honored that you're participating in this event. This is about community, raising funds. So if you haven't had a chance to donate, see me. I will get you the digital link, and it's very, very easy. Very easy to donate. All of your donations go to have one goal, and that's to try and cure cancer. And many of the benefits from Pelotonia that you'll hear from Doug in a minute have already been realized for some people here in the room and even for our family. So we're very thankful for your contributions, for those of you that have come and have ridden, for those of you that have ridden every year, like Brendan and other people. We're very thankful for that. And you'll hear from Doug some of the statistics of the impact that this movement has had. And I think it's truly, really just an astounding collection of athletics, cycling, fundraising, impact, community, and then bring people together. So it's really grown over many years. So we ride on a team called Bo's Tire Barn. Bo's Tire may have gone there. And Bo's Tire Barn comes from the movie The Rookie. It happens to be a fictional place, which is good for us. And the story is something like, if you don't get your act together, you're going to end up working for, and he looks around and he says, Bo's Tire Barn. So Bo's Tire Barn began with 4 people in a vision, and now has grown to 70 to 80 people from all over the country. And so we're proud to be in the top 11 fundraisers, including the Limited, Victoria's Secret, Huntington Bank, and others. So we're proud to be on the top 15 list of fundraisers for the organization. So we're honored to have Doug Allman here, and he's going to speak a little bit about Pelotonia, how you can get involved, and about the impacts.
Every year we go to hundreds of events, and this one's really special. One, because there's so many familiar faces, and so many people who've been instrumental in the growth of Pelotonia since the beginning. So you heard Mike say that, I mean, there are people in this room that have participated for 10 years. So not only ridden every year, but raised money and gone to events like this. And even this morning, a friend of mine said, "What are you doing this weekend?" I said, "I'm going to Indianapolis tonight." He said, "For what?" And I looked at him and I said, "You don't understand." Because this is really, as Mike said, this is a community. It's people who come together because they care about the cause, they care about one another, and they want to do something that none of us can do on our own. And that's really the essence of Pelotonia.
Over 10 years, a lot has been accomplished. $187 million has been raised. So by being here tonight, you're a part of that massive community where people from all 50 states and 62 countries have contributed, participated, and created an environment whereby new breakthroughs and discoveries can be translated into the lives of individuals that we all know and that we all love. And that's what this is all about, bringing people together to impact the lives of those who unfortunately will hear the words, "You have cancer." I heard those words when I was 19, and it was the furthest thing from my mind and something I never imagined. And since then, I've watched my parents both diagnosed with cancer, and I've seen it from that vantage point as a sort of caregiver and loved one. And we all have our stories, and they're unique to our lives, but the reality is we can do something about it. And whether you ride, or whether you come and drink wine and great food and contribute, or whether you volunteer, whatever it is that you choose to do, just know that you're a part of a much bigger movement of people who care about this mission just like you do. So I want to just tell you 2 quick things. One is, because Pelotonia has grown so fast, so the first year there were, and several people here were there were 2,200 riders who raised $4.5 million. And after they raised $4.5 million, people looked around and they said, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do with all this money?" Last year we had 8,400 riders who raised $27.5 million. And the reason I tell you that is not to highlight the growth, but to say now you are generating resources that allow us to do bigger things. So we are about to, and we're all family here, so I'll share this even though it's not public, but we are about to invest $100 million to create the world's top program in immuno-oncology. So if you've ever heard of personalized medicine or targeted therapy, it's how do you harness the individual's immune system and create therapies with their immune system to fight their unique disease. And that's only because you all are here tonight. And so when you go home, I say this all the time, when you go home and you lay down and you get ready for bed, just know that there are people who will wake up tomorrow and they'll enjoy a Sunday with their family, they'll exercise, they'll do what everybody in this room will do tomorrow, and they'll do it because you enabled the therapy they're receiving and you empowered them to get a great outcome from their diagnosis. So I could go on and on, but I just want to close by saying that oftentimes people ask me, they say, what's the best part of Pelotonia weekend? And it's hard to put it into words, right? So if you've ever participated as a rider, you know it's really exciting and it's a great experience. If you've participated as a volunteer, you realize that everybody thanks you, and it's this big love fest where the riders are thanking the volunteers are thanking the riders. But for me, when I'm asked, like, what's the moment you remember the most? It was a time in 2015 when I was riding, and I was about at mile 70. And for those who aren't familiar with the route, when you get past about mile 62, you start to realize that it's getting hotter and it's getting hillier, and you start looking around and you start wondering, where did everybody go? And you find yourself just with your own thoughts. And as I was climbing a hill and descending, I ended up with two riders that I didn't know. And we started talking, and one of those gentlemen started sharing the story of his wife. And he was very calm, and he spoke in a really soothing way, and he said, you know, my wife Mary and I rode the first 50 miles together. And I got her to the finish of the 50, and then I decided to keep going. And he looked at me over time and he said, you know, this is probably going to be Mary's last bike ride. She has stage 4 anal cancer. And I'll never forget, you know, the heat subsides, the hills become inconsequential, and you just realize that we're out here and we're a part of something special for something bigger than ourselves. And the reason I tell you that story is that Rob Hyatt, who was riding next to me that day with his brother-in-law, is an amazing human being. And that day in 2015, in August of 2015, he said, this is going to be Mary's last ride. Well, Mary was there in 2016, and she was there in 2017. And in 2018, she had brain surgery a week before the ride, and so she was unable to ride, but she was there volunteering. And Rob and Mary will be back in 56 days, participating yet again because of all of you. So I say that to offer my gratitude and just humbly say thank you, because there are thousands of Mary Hyatts out there, and there are more people who will unfortunately be diagnosed in the future who are counting on all of us to do our small part to save and impact their lives. So thank you for being here. Thank you again to this incredible family, Mike, for hosting us in your home. It's rare that we get a chance to be a part of something special, and by being here, you are doing just that. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, I want to thank Caleb and his team for the awesome food. We have Groupons running a special on more paella, which is out front. And then I want to thank Nathan and the whole team for wonderful music. So please enjoy yourselves, and for all of you, for your friendships, and just for joining into the cause. So thank you very much. Have a great evening.